It's live now, yeah?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So the Gambia government, through the Minister of Youth and Sports, invited CAF, head of professional football, to do a preliminary assessment of the works at the Independence Stadium. This was done to get a first-hand recommendation on what Gambia needs to improve on before the final inspection. According to the sports minister, they wanted to have a temporary approval to play at home for the all important AFCON qualifiers against Congo Brazzaville. However, the preliminary inspections turned out not to be a good idea, as it was the final nail on the coffin. Because 4 days after he left, CAF wrote to say the Independence Stadium was not fit for purpose. So, welcome to the Citizens Network Gambia. I'm happy to be back. We've been away for some time. And today we are happy to have in our midst a UEFA A license holder, Mr. Ibrahim Jallo, who has also been a Gambia head coach for the under 17 and under 20. He's also managed across 3 divisions in the Gambia, winning promotions with teams like Ladjor and Sivew. Is the first ever Gambian coach to win a trophy outside of Gambia with the under 17 in Ivory Coast. You'll be familiar with some household names like Asan Jata, Usman Jallo, Ibrahim Ibu Bojang, whom he unearthed whilst they were playing in Navitan. Um, if I have to go through all his CV, it would take us a long time here, but we'll have more time to speak to him more about that. We've got Ensa BI as well, who's played football at the highest level. He's played for Lakjor, he's played for Hawks as well. Obviously, due to chronic knee injury, he couldn't continue. We've got Demba Sanyang as well, who is a former international, and you should be well aware of him. He's a regular in this platform. He's also part of us, is one of us. And tonight we just want to discuss this issue of the stadium. Obviously, we've been banned not to play at the stadium. And I'm just going to start with Demba. $160 million is spent. You know, would you say it was money well spent? Or would you say, as some people are alluding to, a waste of money? Um, what do you think? What's your thoughts? I would like to go around after. But Demba, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, first of all, assalamu alaikum, greeting everyone, the viewers and my colleagues on the platform. Happy to be back again on Citizen Network Gambia. Yeah, about the stadium, I've always talked about it with my own platform in Instagram about what's going on. 160 million has been spent. The Minister of Youth and Sport said if we supposed to have a new stadium, we need nothing less than 6 to 9 billion Gambian dollars. Yes, but at the end of the day, is that your own 6 to 7 billion? You are there as a minister. You're there to get us something that will last forever. You're there to get us something that will be guaranteed. It's not something that you will use or is your own. It's for the whole Gambian. It's taxpayers' money. It's not coming from your pocket. So why telling us then at the first place, then, wow, we will need this amount of money and we don't have that amount of money? If you're in the place as a minister, or you in the you're Minister of Youth and Sports, you should be there for us. You should represent us in all levels. Go out, go outside, look for funds, for sponsorship. Go and talk to Qatar or China or whosoever. Get the deal done. But you can't just sit and say, yes, it's gonna be hard for us to have 6 or 7 billion to how to call it again, to build that stadium. When it comes to you as a minister or the minister itself to have money, you always have money. You always find ways to have money to pay salaries or to have your own cars or whatever, whatever, whatever. But when it comes to a nation building, it's always difficult for you guys to lobby stuff, to go out, to get stuff, to bring it. When the government came, they haven't got any money. Yeah, Jammeh took all our money. He misused some of them. But the government came and then started going, getting some loans with China, with different countries to get back on track. So this is your role as a minister. You shouldn't come out plain and telling people that that's not possible. We can't have a good stadium. Okay, if CAF doesn't stop or ban us, or FIFA doesn't ban us from playing to that stadium, which means till date we'll be using that stadium just like that. That's Gambia for you. We were using it, and even in the next 5-10 years, we'll be using the same stadium. We're not even thinking of upgrading another one and another one and another one and another one. We're not thinking about that. All we are thinking is the only one we got. Like I said, without CAF or FIFA, this is very good. CAF and FIFA came and banned us from that stadium, because for me, if they didn't come out, trust me, Billahi, who were like, still now, we wouldn't even think about another stadium, or we wouldn't even think about renovating or anything. We were using the money to something else. And the youth and sport is played in that stadium. All sports are played in that stadium. And you are Minister of Youth and Sports. When you step in, the first thing you should be thinking is how to upgrade the sport in our country. How to upgrade the sport, you put 160 million into that stadium and it doesn't go anywhere, and it's still not reckonable. CAF doesn't approve us to play in that stadium. What a shame. 160 mil is gone, and that 160 mil probably even now is not enough, because there are some structures that needs to be demolished. They need to be scrapped and then redo it again. So that's going to cost us another money to do all that again. So which means that the 160 mil is not even enough. So still now, we need to find ways to get another money again to build that stadium. Like I said, Minister, then you buy the new one, a new stadium is going to cost us. Yes, it's going to cost us. We want it. Why would Gambian on Tolma boy? We want good things for ourselves. 9 million, 6 billion. Yes, it's fine. Let us have it. Look for ways. Go boy. Go look for loans. Go look for sponsorship. Go look for partnership. That's you, because that's why we put you there. You are Minister of Youth and Sports. You should have connections. Diplomatic, boy. Fatal, what's the point being a diploma when you cannot lobby anything? When you can't bring anything to our nations? That stadium at the first place is built by Chinese. Jawara make that connection to bring those Chinese to build that stadium. And they built it for how many years? Yandi Ataka Wulu. Jawara make all that possible for Gambia to have a nice, good stadium. So if Barrow's government is there, they should make sure that they also build their stadium. Atoleta, Barrow, Natal Pareta, 4, 5, whatever terms, Aleta, another president come, build another stadium. You can legacy, you leave legacy when you're, but that's another topic because it's politics. I don't want to go into that one. But for me, that's what I think. A minister should be looking for ways and means to bring stuff in our country, especially for the youth. If you go around the whole thingy, the whole Gambia, we haven't got proper parks, proper stadiums. Even the recent stadiums that GFF said will renovate, they fix it, they renovated it. Go and see if those are standard. They're still not standard stadiums or standard parks. So we don't want anything for ourselves, because if we think that billions of billions is a lot of money, and then if you went and lobby 4 billion loan or whatever billion loan, you pay it with taxpayers' money, easy for your loan in Bangjola. You finish it up. It's not like something that's coming from your pocket. It's not yours. It's the taxpayers' money that they're going to use to pay back that loan. So just bring it. You cannot be standing there and talking on behalf of every Gambian as a minister. No, that's a lot of money. We don't have that. As you know, we're stretching too much. You're stretching so you don't know your job, because you cannot be even lobbying stuff to bring it back. So not also a doom boy.
Yeah, okay. So I'll get to Coach now. Coach, obviously 160 million been spent, and unfortunately for us, we are unable to play the home game. so it would be played away. But what do you think overall? Do you think, obviously, we don't know what the current standard is. You might have an information about it. But do you think that money was well spent, or would you just look at it as a waste, as some people are alluding to? Coach, coach, can you hear me?
Evie,
Okay. Coach is a bit steep in there, so I'm just gonna go
You
through.
guys,
Can you hear me? No, he's gone now. Okay. So, Lamin, I'll just come to you and then I'll come to Ensa. Lamin, what do you think overall? Do you think
Good evening.
the money was well spent, or do you just think, obviously, you know, it's a waste of money because having spent all that amount of money and unable to play at the stadium?
Yeah. First of all, good evening, everyone. You're welcome to the panel. Yeah, for me, like, if you look at the duration, like the time that's been given for the stadium to be rebuilt up to now, they've had more than enough time to build the stadium. So there's no excuse. Like the stadium shouldn't be ready by this time. So in my opinion, they they have to come with answers how the money is spent during this time. So I would say like the money is not well spent, because if the money is well spent, it should have been ready by now.
Okay. Yeah, coach. We lost you. Can you hear me now, coach?
Coach is lost, huh? You might as well
but
move.
Evie,
Put
come
your
here,
mic
Babu,
on,
come
Mike.
here.
Coach,
I don't know whether you guys are hearing me. Something is not right with
Yeah, with the connection.
With your connection.
With your come here.
Listen, bro, they're asking, are you using Chromium or Avastel? Which one you using, Evie? We have been trying you for
no,
like 5
I have
minutes.
to. I'm not using.
Now, if I try, I finish after I do Korange. Evie,
yeah,
just
yeah,
log
yeah,
out
yeah.
and come back in
Ensa,
and see
yeah,
if
Ensa,
it's gonna work.
Ensa. Let's go to Ensa. Ensa, yeah. What do you think all overall?
I'm not
Well,
using
yeah,
YouTube
good evening,
or anything
everyone.
here, and all the conversation.
We'll say Assalamu alaikum. Nice to be back on the program, the panel and the viewers. Yeah, well, I don't know much about this stadium renovation, but I think the money they gave them, they should make the best use of it because at first I think they should have asked CAF what kind of standard they want for the stadium to be because it's an old stadium. Everything in the stadium should be gone. So at first I think they should ask CAF, do we need a new stadium or do we need to renovate the stadium? Because all around the stadium, everything, the fence, everything is gone. Because I've been there last year, nothing is good in that place. So I think, to be honest, I will say that it's not the money wasn't well spent. They should do much better with the money they gave them. That's my opinion. Well,
Yeah.
this is Gambia for you. This is Gambia for you. Sometimes they do things on their own way. So I don't think it's money well spent, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. So, Baba, I'll come back to you with regards to obviously, I don't know what's the current situation now, whether they've stopped the works or whether they're still continuing. What do you think is the way forward now, knowing fully well, obviously, we still have the World Cup qualifiers coming up in November? and chances are we might would want to play there. Obviously, some of our home games. Um, you could also understand from what CAF is asking, the requirements are a bit, it seems like a lot, whether we'll be able to achieve that before November, because people always assume that when it comes to um, football, what CAF's requirements are is just having a very nice playing surface. And normally it's just not that. There is much more to it. There is fan safety, which is very, very important now. It's part of the highest requirements that you have. And looking at our stadium, okay, we might have the hybrid grass now, but looking in and around the perimeter, the fences, and the feeder roads linking to the stadium, all those things need to be looked at. Do you think there is any chance that we can actually have a chance of playing our World Cup qualifiers in November? Or what do you think? Do we just let go everything and just start again?
Mandela.
Yeah, Baba, yeah.
Yeah, what I think is, for me, I think it's not gonna be possible. December is not gonna be possible until Yalon like Malaiko Makwe. That's not possible, because the thing is, like what you said, the fence needs to be done. The other small field, the pitch where Real de Banjul were training, that pitch needs to be done. The hostel needs to be done. The surrounding needs to be done. There should be car park separated, health and safety, car park separated from where people are coming in. Man, fair understand it. So it's a lot to be done to get ready from now to December. It's 4 months to December, or 3.5 months to December. It's already September or October, whatever. But it's August now. So it's only 4 months to December. So they can't do that within 4 months. And the most concerning thing is health and safety. Health and safety. If you watch the videos where the stadium manager and Ibu Fai and even the minister were going to that stadium, they haven't even got any helmets for health and safety. They haven't put on any helmets for health and safety. No health and safety boots, nothing. So which means they told Fongo, as a minister or themselves, they haven't put all that. So them themselves, they don't even know what's health and safety. Talking of building stadium. Okay, when CAF came and then saw the stadium, the seats were all built. They haven't got any exit, like they haven't got any access for emergency, for health and safety reasons. They haven't got it there. So that was banned. That thing, they have to now destroy all that seats. Not every seat. They have to destroy that, so they can have space to go whenever there is something that goes wrong, or emergency, so that the ambulance or the whatever, they can have access to go up and then get the person who is sick or whatever. But like I said, we have a long way to go when it comes to that stadium, because like I said, the whole fence needs to be done, redone. The whole fence needs to be done. Real de Banjun's football pitch needs to be done. The surrounding around that place needs to be done. Even the roads from the airport coming to the stadium, from that side, the one that is going to Bakau, the ones that is going to Banjul, the one that is going, because there is 2 that goes to Bakau. So all those roads needs to be sorted. So for that, for me personally, I think the stadium, these people just need to chill and relax and do their job nice and slowly. They don't need to rush it. Gambia lom na see na ntol boy ñu nopale ko ñu dem comme ñom nuñ ko enjoy, because I'm sure they enjoying us going away to Morocco, especially that federation, because that's how they're gonna get their podiums and everything. So they enjoy that. So let's continue with that. We deal with that anyway for how many months without playing home. We're going away and play away games like Ntolu Oka, Ntolu Batenerong. We don't want anything good for ourselves. So let's continue like that until maybe 2027. If these people are ready with that stadium, then we can come back and play home games. But from now to December, nah. But for me personally, I think it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Trust me, it's not going to happen.
Okay. EB, welcome back, coach.
Yes, I would apologize. I think my software needed updating on my laptop. That's the main reason why it was playing off.
Okay, that's fine.
I apologize
yeah. So going back to the first question, I've asked almost everyone is 160 million spent. Well, apparently 160 million dollars is spent. Was it money well spent, considering the fact that we are not playing our home games there, or what would you think? Some people are alluding that it was just a waste of money. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, personally, I would think they should have rethink properly before investing that money into it, because basically we're still lucky. Some of us who were present when that stadium was built back in the day, when the whole structure started. That was our playground back in the day, in the early 80s and stuff like that. 81 after the coup d'etat, 82, 83, all them days. So knowing exactly what happens in that stadium, when the Chinese built that stadium, you could safely say that the foundation should have been their number one concern, rather than masking everything and then just coming up with a big budget like that to put in paint the whole place and renovate certain parts of it and then mask certain part of it and then forget about the foundation, and telling us that the Chinese have done a very good job. Yes, we do agree. The Chinese have done a very good job on the stadium. But are we forgetting that this structure is over 40 years of age? Over 40 years of age. And there have never been at one point where a reinforcement of the foundation have been done on that stadium. Never at any given time. Because, like I said, all our life personally, was born just next to the stadium, basically 1 minute away from the stadium, grew up there, done everything in that stadium, and the people who were looking after the stadium since day one of the building of that stadium, people like Ibunjai who have retired now. I used to sit there all the time seeing what is going on there. When the Chinese left, the Gambia have a problem of even renovating the scoreboard, because everything was written in Chinese, was never written in English. So they struggle to maintain that scoreboard. So Gambia have been playing international games well before I even become a coach in the youth setup in the national teams. The Gambia was struggling with that scoreboard because they cannot do anything about it, because everything was in Chinese, you know. So that tells you everything that you need to know. And for me personally, I think hence FIFA have given the federation money for infrastructure and youth football. And some of this infrastructure should have been playing grounds, which I've followed Mauritania, what they did with the money. I've followed Sierra Leone, Senegal, Ghana, have invested wisely. So this 160 million on top of the money that FIFA, allocated to our federation, could have done a very, very, very good job of having an order. At least a decent stadium cannot cater probably 20,000, but at least a decent stadium, if they were to invest all that in one stadium. If not, they could have created a lot of playing grounds and just come to the, agreement that our stadium is not fit enough to host an international game, so that we can avoid a tragedy that happened some years back with Guatemala, when they were having that big stadium of 110,000. And the structure was an old structure, but they also did the same. They masked everything. Everything looked nice. When they were playing a World Cup qualifier rounds, and tragedy happened, and so many people died on that disaster. Not many people can remember that, but I can fully remember. This is some years back, nearly 20 years ago. And these disasters can happen. And my worry still, because the new, stadium groundsman is a former, schoolmate, classmate, childhood friend up till now. And I speak to him regularly. And himself, he don't want to come out, and because nobody, according to him, no one is listening to his advice. And he's telling them exactly this concern that I am raising here about the foundation. And he is the one who is managing the grounds and everything. He's not the manager of the stadium. Obviously, Ibufai is the manager, whom I know personally very well. He knows me. We have worked together in so many things in football back in the day. And up till now, we do tend to communicate from time to time. But Setijan Jai is the one who replaced Ibunjai, and he was trained by Ibunjai, and he's been doing it now for literally being an assistant for Ibunjai for 18 years, and now being the groundsman. So he knows everything in that place. He's even telling me the difficulty they're having with the ground, why the grass is not coming up the way it's supposed to come up. But this is a conversation for another day. But personally, I think it's a money wasted. They were just trying to play politics in football. They were trying to satisfy the Gambian public who are frustrated not seeing their national team playing at home. So they have to come up with something where they properly advise. If they have seek advice, no, I would say no. Whoever have advised them, they are not football people. And secondly, finally, sorry, not secondly, even finally, what I would say is, do we have any Gambian who is really qualified in building stadiums in the history of the Gambia up till today where we are? No. The most successful constructor in the Gambia when it comes to building infrastructure is Staff Construction. Why didn't they consult him for an advice? Did they do that? I doubt it. But himself, he have never had any experience when it comes to building stadiums. Stadiums are built by unique builders who knows exactly what they're doing. So if you're going to try and renovate a stadium that is more than 40 years of age, a stadium that have never, ever been renovated, ever, I mean ever, I challenge them and I stand to be corrected, to come and tell me that the stadium have been renovated one time in the history of that stadium. I stand to be corrected. Let them come and tell me. If you want to renovate that structure now, that old lady that has been standing there, you need a specialist to come and study the foundation properly and give you an honest advice before you embark on spending 160 million. And I doubt even whether that 160 million, I mean, I'm not accusing anyone, but I just doubt it, whether that 160 million have gone into that renovation. 100%. That's my take.
Okay, thank you. Obviously, I've also asked the guys when you were away about what do you think is the way forward, because at the end of the day, we've spent 160 million and we are unable to play our AFCON qualifiers. But then we've got the World Cup qualifiers coming up for November. What do you think should we do now? Should they continue? Because I don't have the information whether the renovation is still ongoing. Obviously, there is a lot more to do outside, not inside. The inside might be, at a standard, but then the outside is still with fan safety in mind. There is a lot more to do regarding the feeder roads, regarding the outside of the stadium. Do you think they should continue, or do they just, just let it be, like you said, a waste of money, and then look for a new stadium? What do you think we should be doing?
No, the answer is there, right there. We all know exactly what's supposed to happen. What's supposed to happen is, really and truly, to avoid future disaster, is to just let that stadium sleep where it is sleeping there, and then try to embark on something. Because what I don't like is we are full of people who are brain dead. This is my biggest issue with Gambian authorities in all aspects of our executive branches. I mean, we are full of brain dead. And I'm not saying this with pride. I'm not saying it to attack anyone. I'm not saying it to criticize them for any other reason. I'm not looking for their positions. I don't need it. If I needed their positions, I would have get it. But I don't need it for one bit. I am contributing my quota without even needing their positions and stuff like that. But I just think sometimes it's common sense to realize that, I mean, to embark on that stadium or renovation, it will cost us more than we would have ever imagined or think of. Because the first aspect of it is the foundation. Now we can't do it anymore. We can't play the international game. And that was the whole motive behind spending that whole money. And now the international game, we come to the agreement and conclusion that we are not going to play there. We're playing in a foreign country. I mean, far, far, far away from our own country, which I don't.
Yeah, I will get to that. That's what next we will discuss.
All I think is supposed to happen at the minute is for them to start thinking of a new stadium. You know, how to get these funds for a new stadium, because we have to understand this independent stadium was not mainly only for football. when this stadium was at its best, it was hosting all kind of activities. So the stadium have been overused. That's why you find the tracks they're all gone completely, and it's never been renovated. The track and field, I mean, nobody can do anything on them anymore. That is gone long time ago. There's so many activities, political activities, all kind of cultural activities. I mean, all kind of sporting activities. Everything that you think of, even when the Pope came to the Gambia back in the day, even when the now King of England, when he used to be the prince, when he came to the Gambia, the stadium have to be used. All these important people back in the day, even when Lucky Dube, the late Lucky Dube, came to the Gambia, have to be on the stadium. Everything that you think of. So that stadium have seen a lot. So the best case scenario is to take it easy with it, because there is no way we can play any international game there at the minute, and start thinking, for the next generation, where are we going to build them a 60,000 seater, a 80,000 seater? Because Gambia is no longer the population of 300,000. You're talking about 2.4 million. And they're projecting by 2030, the Gambian population will be hitting 3 million. So by 2050, that little Gambia might end up being on a 10 million population. You never know. You never know. So they have to think about the long-term aspect of it, where we have to go on a 60 or 80,000 seater, somewhere which is accessible to the vast majority of the Gambians, and build something decent. We can do it. Just not to sit there and say that the money involved is too much. Where are we going to get the money? Don't even say that, because if you say that, we are not stupid. Some of us knows exactly where you're going to get the money from. But at the same time, some of us know that the Minister of Youth and Sports is the last ministry post in the Gambia government. And this is not a new thing. This is not only on the Barrow government. This has been since the Jawara's government and came to the Yahya Jammeh government. Yes, on the Yahya Jammeh government, to tell the truth, it was a little bit different, because Yahya himself intervened. He was investing, whether it was his own money or the state money, but he was investing, but still never invested in a stadium to build a stadium. So they got the money. The money is there. They know where to find the money. They know where to find it, because if not, they won't be spending 3.5 million on a single car for MPs. How many MPs? Each of them have to have a new car. So if they're telling us there is no money, it's going to cost a lot of money. Everything costs money in this world. The days are gone where there is no money involved in anything that we do with our lives. So they shouldn't come up with that kind of excuses. It doesn't make sense at all. They can find the money, let them find the money. If they can find the money to get a vehicle, private vehicle for all the MPs, that is costing 3.5 million. Definitely they can find the money. If they can find the money to build a brand new state house from the Chinese people, they can definitely find money. If they can find money to build all those roads they are trying to build, which I guarantee you will not last for years, it will be going off again, they can still find the money for the new stadium. So let them find the money.
The road already have started, EB. What road will start like a Tinyang?
Yeah.
They have started. The roads are gone already. The roads are gone. The new one.
There you go.
The new one.
Because the way we build roads, nobody builds roads like that in the world. No one. Grader it, put some sand, then put some red stones, then put God wrong, and then whatever, you come back and put beton on top of it, and the road is ready. Then you decorate it with fresh beton on the side.
Answer, yes.
Nah.
Yeah.
Answer.
What I want to say is, we're talking about this money stuff. I think we could do something. Is what they could do is knock the whole stadium down, because there's a big place. It's a big place, that area. So they can build a brand new stadium there, which can take like 50 to 60,000. So I don't see why they couldn't do that. They can do that if they ask for help, like what Baba was saying. You got like this big football nation, or the other countries, they are rich, like the Saudis, the Chinese, and just look at Senegal, just around the corner of us.
To be honest,
stadium they built.
Answer, maybe let's just play the devil advocates here. Maybe their argument would be, obviously we know what the Chinese are like, and most of these countries, what everything that they've done for you, there is a string attached. So there is some sort of things that they need from you. Are we ready to obviously, that's already happening in the Gambia, but do you think we should regardless, we should just try to get it?
But like EB was mentioning, sorry, like EB was mentioning, Okay, Garen, go on, go on.
Go on. Go on.
No, go on, go on.
Yeah, like Ibi was mentioning
Go on,
now.
Baba. Go, Baba, you can go
More,
on.
yeah, more like Ibi was saying now. All the money
Yeah.
they've already started taking money. Do you think Barrow's money didn't take money from outside? They've already started taking money. They've took a lot of money. So saying that Nene, they're thinking about the attach on taking money from outside wall. I mean, they've already done it. They've already been doing it. Do you think we had money? We don't. Yeah, $100 to an account holder boy. It's all gone. So we took money from every corner. Trust me, every corner. So why, when it comes to football or sport in general, they are saying, yes, we don't have money. But let them go and take it from wherever they take the rest of the money. Like EB said, they've took millions of millions to buy cars. Where do they take that money from? It's not, we don't have that kind of money in our account or in our budget in Gambia, obviously, because we are broke. But they took it somewhere else. So your Tadami, where they've took that money, obviously they can take our money from the stadium money from the same place and later on start to sort it out. And like you are saying, maybe most of these countries they attach something to when they give you loans and stuff. But it's already been happening. We took a lots of loan. There is nothing that they're doing in Gambia now that is not on the loan. Every single thing that they're doing, a baby loan, they took it all from somewhere. So let them take ours as well.
Yeah, but Baba, I think their argument would still be, obviously we all know what sports is like in Gambia. It's actually they list prioritize in all the departments. Now you look at they can argue, okay, agriculture might need it more. They can argue, the education department might need it more. They can argue the health department might need it more. Why do we have to spend all that money in building a stadium when we are struggling in our health sector, we are struggling in our education sector, we are struggling in our agricultural sector? What would you say to that?
But the thing is, more all these sectors that you're naming, there is no improvement on those sectors. Even though if they wouldn't come out and say to me, Nana, they've using the money to health sector. Whilst in London, just 2-3 weeks ago, there was a lot that went to one of these hospitals. I don't know, somewhere outside Farafenyo or Bansang or wherever. I mean, this lad was in a hospital. Trust me, I swear down. It's on TikTok. You can Google it. He was in a hospital. The whole hospital is a health center. There is no nurse or doctor in the health center. So he was going around. It's like, Jisngen. The patients, they were on the floor, crawling down, looking for help. So this guy was going around. Imagine a whole health center. There is no doctor or nurses in there. And then he went outside and it's like, you see, even watchman sa nekufi, jisngen, watchman sa nekufi, a hospital. So a government wouldn't come here and tell me, they're taking money for hospitals. No government will come out and say that they're improving health. When it comes to agriculture as well, no government will come and say it only okay agriculture. So the money they've all taken, the money that they're taking, like you said, Minister of Youth and Sport, it's more, it's like it's important as the other ministries, bro. Because when it comes to sports, it's part of health. If you're not doing sports as a young person or an old person, health has been affected. Your health has been affected. So, all these things are important. Like the other health sectors, the other agricultural ministry or whatsoever ministry, it's all the same as Minister of Youth and Sports. Because sport is important. For example, now, how many young lads do we have outside? How many young professionals do we have outside? All those professionals, every month, how much money are they sending home? How much of thousands of dollars are going home? If they go back to Gambia in December, how much of thousands those lads are spending in Gambia? Only our professionals, only our professionals can bring our economy up. The profit. So all that will happen if we boost our sport. It's not only football.
we have young lads that are doing well in volleyball in Dubai and Qatar.
So if we improve more and spend more in sports, trust me, bro, it's got England economy. Imagine a day in England when Liverpool is playing a day, one day, how many flights like a G, how many flights comes to England to watch Liverpool's game? How many people comes and rent hotels? How many people goes out and then eat outside or drink outside? How many people are traveling with taxis and everything? So England, the economy, England, their number one economy, boost. It's because of football. So they are youths and sports. They're doing everything with sports. So I'm not saying Gambia should spend everything or all their money in sports only. But what I'm trying to explain is if we help sports to grow, our economy will go up. Senegal, like nowadays, they're hosting a lot of competitions. If they host African Cup of Nations or any other thing, the economy is going. Yeah. Thank you very much. Fatu T. Baldeko. Yeah, it was Fatoto Hospital. I swear down, it's no joke. A full hospital there is no nurse or doctor boy. I saw patient crying because of stomach pain and all. Kumbola boy, no city. So there was one boy who was there taking videos all the way outside. Even security wasn't there. A hospital, bro. But anyway, I leave that to politicians. Like I was saying, I mean, sport is important as any other ministry. They wouldn't come out give us excuses like we should put it on health, we should put it on this. Sport is part of health. It's part of health. Even if you're sick, you go to the hospital. Doctor Safeko, what I'm advising you, so like a bultida, del doh, demanga dohantu. It's sport. Demanga wahu. Do this, definitely. Sport is sports. So we should invest in sports like any other ministries. Thank you. My making.
Lamin, yeah. So where do you think we get this money now? Obviously, building a new stadium.
Well, where can we get the money? That's the question. That question there, man. We have to ask the federation where we can get this money from, because they are the one held responsible for the money. So I think they have to come with a solution. They have to come with something to proceed the work and make sure the stadium is ready for the team to play in front of their fans, because it's been frustrating few almost 3 to 4 years now. You know, we've qualified to the major tournament for the first time. You know, even that it's been like it's been a roller coaster. You know, we've been playing outside the country. You know, the fans cannot see their team, and then the players and the coaching staff done well. We qualified to the tournament. We qualified tournament, went to the tournament for the first time, done very well, fantastic, and it's the same. The fans cannot see. They cannot see the players. They can't even see the players. They can't get to meet the players. You know, even training in front of them. You know, I don't know what the federation are thinking of this. I don't know what, like, by even seeing that, yeah, they're not even feeling for the fans. They're just sitting there, assuming their own ideology. Who knows whether they using the money in between them? I don't know. You know, but this is a very serious matter now. I think they should stand up and tell us what's going on, because the whole country is everyone is in doubt. You know, everyone's asking questions. Where is the money gone? You know, because the money was there for the work to be done, and the money just disappeared. Nothing. We've seen nothing. We've seen zero, nothing. You know, the stadium is far from complete. It's far from complete. If you have to be honest, you know. So I think the federation definitely have the question is on the federation, because at this point, what can we do? The players cannot do nothing. The coaching staff, the fans, we can't do nothing. We cannot sponsor the stadium to build the stadium. So it's only them.
Okay.
That's my intake.
Okay. Thank you, Musa. Thank you. Thanks for coming, man. Obviously, we've started nearly 40 minutes ago. But I think every one of us would want to hear your opinion about the stadium. I think probably if you've done discussions with other channels about it, but it'd be important if you can give us your view as well. So, like we started, 160 million or roughly dollars is spent on the stadium. At the end of the day, we didn't get what we wanted, and that is to play our most important game. And unfortunately, we couldn't get to do that. Now that is gone, and now we are going to be playing away from home. Well, home from home. But what is your take on this? Was that 160 million a waste, or would you look at it as money well spent?
Well, assalamu alaikum, everybody. Anyway, before I even start, I was waiting on what Nani told me you're gonna call me, so I was waiting.
I send you the link. Maybe the number that I use, your number probably. Yeah, I've sent the links since maybe it just didn't go for some reason. Maybe I got your wrong number.
It might be. Anyway, but yeah, but on a serious note, what happened to the Gambia is nothing new. Gambia is the only country whereby authorities can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want, and people will just only go on Facebook and rant, and then that's it. And these authorities are becoming familiar with this. They know, hey, you know what? Guy, they know chore, 1 day, 2 day, 1 week, it's over. It's about time we catch the bull by the horn. That is making action, demonstration, attacking them. Not to destroy anything, but we have to show more than what we have been saying in the past decade or so. Gambians are only good at Facebook. Other serious countries, they would have done something different. Number one, how can you sign a contract? There was no bidding. There was no proper bidding. That's number one. Number two, all those companies involved in this refurbishment or rehabilitation, you have to ask questions. Do they have any ideas about how to build or how to refurbish or how to rehabilitate a stadium? There are so many unanswered questions. And thirdly, you go to the stadium. Any serious project you go, sightseeing, you must see a board there that will show you properly the finished product. That this is how it's going to look like when it's ready. You go to Gambia, 99.9% of our projects, you will not see anything. So the problem started from government. That's where the corruption started. They were saying it's 100 million. That was in the open for all of us to hear or see. Then it went to 160 million without proper due process. So what's happening to us? We as Gambians has a huge role to play. We could stop it because power to the people. But Gambia is a country whereby everything is politicized. If I belong to a party, for example, if I'm an MPP guy, I will never have the balls to demonstrate because for me, I'm doing it to borrow. I will ignore all the good things that will come back to us as a nation. But no, I will say no. Hence, I support the system. I will not do it. And it's about time Gambians think different. We have to think outside the box. Imagine a whole country without one proper playing field. Just think about that. And that playing field is the stadium. It also includes the only track and field in the entire country. The entire country, there's only one track and field in the Gambia, inside the national stadium. So meaning, we are not only losing a stadium, we are losing also athletics. We're killing them. They don't have anywhere to run. Nobody can say money well spent. You can be positive saying, okay, at least maybe in a couple of months, we might have a half new stadium. But to be honest, it's very, very discouraging. And I think the authorities have failed us, most especially the government through the Minister of Sports. They are solely responsible. And I think they could have done better. For the past years, I have been talking about Mustafa Njai Taf. If you look at the contracts they are giving him outside the country, it's multi-million-dollar contracts. Taf's to refurbish this stadium is like for him.
Yeah,
It's
I
as
think
easy
coach
as
mentioned
it's as easy as F9. Even if he's never built a stadium, he has the expertise to do it. But you know, people like that, it'll be difficult to have these kickbacks and stuff. He's rich. So you cannot just come to staff and say, no, it has to be transparent and stuff. So they will not go to him. They'll go to Jigos. Yes, Jigos is Gambian. I love we supporting our own, but you ask question. Jigos was in the road construction. He couldn't. He couldn't. He was given some contracts in the past, but he couldn't. He didn't have the mechanism to do it. So now you give him the stadium. But like I said, all these things could be stopped if the Gambians are together, fighting for a common goal. But we cannot do that. We are always divided when it comes to national interest. We only follow our parties, political parties and stuff. But what's happening to Gambia is very, very sad. At a time when our football is flying, I mean international football, the national team and the youth setup and the transfers. On that side, Gambia, you could be proud. Like our players are moving on a monthly basis. The national team is winning. We're climbing the ladder for the FIFA ranking. All that is positive. But the most important thing, the foundation, the home base, the league is poor. The parks are poor. And then on top of that, the only national stadium is unplayable because we cannot reach the deadline. And I have been advocating since last year. Last year, I've been talking. Look, I have two of my friends are very close to Bakari. I told them, guys, tell your guy, time is going, man. And I have messages to back it up. I told them, time is, what are they waiting for? Tomorrow, next week. In fact, there was a time we saw a Nigerian team from Bakau playing a test games at the stadium when it was declared closed. Think about it. And that guy, and the guy who has the audacity is just the kit manager of the national team. Just a mere kit manager who has the audacity to bring his Nigerian team in the stadium for a test match. I couldn't believe it.
So Habibi, I'm not just to cut you short there. What should we do next? Do we continue the renovation or do we stop now? What should we do? Because we want to play the.
We can stop. That's the reality. We can stop because there's a huge investment at the stadium. We can't stop. They have to make it done. Look. The fact of the matter is, Gambia is not at the time. It's not ready for a new stadium. You know, you have the moment you understand your country. You know the realities. We are not having a new stadium anytime soon. We should have it. I agree. We should have a new stadium. But looking at Gambia and its political structures, be rest assured that we are not having a new stadium anytime soon. In fact, if we were to have a new stadium, I, as a Gambian, I rather spend those monies on the health sector and NAREC than a stadium. Because over $200 million in a country whereby even if a player is fractured, your career is over, I rather spend those monies at the no. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Gambia. Do you know how many players went to Senegal for surgery? I know 5 players who went to Senegal just for knee surgery. It cost them nothing less than $250,000. That's $250,000. So imagine if the Gambia was well organized with a good health sector, you could have just spent, let's say, maybe $50K, and it's done. We are going to Senegal spending. That boy from Armed Forces, Sekouba Cissé, is a victim. Makaira of Real Dabanyu, Gaira Diouf. The list goes on. All these players went to Senegal for operation. It cost them nothing less than $250,000. So imagine if the Gambia was having a good health sector. You are saving money. So for me, before we spend those monies on the stadium, now we all know since we were born, it is empty. So coming back to the stadium, we cannot stop. We can't stop. They have to make it happen. If they don't make it happen, we have to organize it. For me, if I was in town, maybe they might arrest me, but I would have talked to the boys, have a WhatsApp group, and make from Westfield. We walk from Westfield to somewhere. We have to make noise, not to go and destroy anything. No, we have to make noise. But what is happening in that country, you know, the minister, I think Bakari could have done better. He could have done better, even though I cannot entirely put the blame on him, knowing how government operates and knowing, if you look at this, the sport budget is the lowest in the country. So you are putting the blame not only on Bakari as a minister, but the government, because Bakari also cannot call the finance minister and tell me, give me 400 million. It's not going to happen. But hence he's the minister, you will say Bakari. But the system, the government is not ready for sports. Imagine one stadium, we cannot have it. One track and field from Banjul to Koina. All the athletes are running on sandy soil. Imagine just tracks, you can have it. And right now, I told Mbai, look, I want you to go to the stadium. I want to see what's happening. Mbai went there again. Mbai is my youth. We having shows together. I know him. He went there. What I saw is not what I asked for. What I know everything. I said, "Bye, I have boys in Bakau. I send them credit, they go there. Now they, in fact, they have tightened the security because of the last time I sent a boy to the stadium. He went there and take pictures, about 20 pictures. That was the time they even started to fast track the work. But I posted those pictures, and it was a huge noise at the ministry. They called by and said that your boy is a hater. Look what he did. I said, how is he a hater? He posted pictures that are relevant. These are new pictures. So you guys just do your work. The work is not.
Are they still working, or is it
very little work? They are trying to hide it. I told him, if you buy is currently in Dhaka, I said, if you go back to Gambia, I need another Facebook Live in the stadium. If they refuse to allow you to go, then we will make noise, huge noise, and I will find a way to make noise. But right now they are hiding. They are hiding something, and we are supposed to play in November, I think. The World Cup
in November for the World Cup.
If you ask me right now, I will just tell you, I'm 25%. We might lose a couple of games at home. Trust me. It's a failure. It's a catastrophic failure. There's no room for error in this model. Even look at how they fix the chairs. Even if you go to Google and ask Google how to fix those chairs, Google will give you correct answers. They went and do it their way because, like I said, Jigo is a Gambian. He should be supported. But imagine that schoolboy error, putting those chairs together to a level whereby there were not even enough spaces. Google can tell you that. Google can tell, even send somebody to Senegal here. You will see it. They failed. So Mai went to the stadium 2 years ago. I've seen that they have changed the settings of the chairs. It looks better at the covered pavilion. But he didn't show me the other side. So I know exactly what I know exactly. It means the other side is whack, the field is whack, everything is whack. So Mbai is currently in Senegal because there are Gambian players playing for Casa Sport. They have a huge game tomorrow. So he's there. But immediately Mbai is back. We're gonna have a Facebook Live to show the Gambians home and abroad exactly where we are. If they refuse to do that, we have platforms, we make noise. And you know, Gamput, Baba Demba knows.
Okay.
We know how to fire. Yeah. But to be honest, we are disappointed, but there is no stopping. They have to fix it. Taxpayers' money, nobody is paying from your pocket, it's our money. So let them do it because we cannot have any stadium right now.
Yeah. So okay. Thank you, Habibi. So moving forward, obviously we have not exhausted that topic, but we leave it for another time. So moving forward, the next thing is I'll come back to EB. So the game has now been decided by the FF, the GFF have decided that they rather play the game in Morocco than in Senegal. I think Amadou has just alluded to that just now, that they rather play the game in Morocco and not in Senegal. Now, Senegal obviously geographically is closer to us, and if they were just interested in getting fans to watch their players, obviously Senegal is the closest, and chances are they might have probably a full stadium to go and a lot of fans to go and watch. But now that they're playing the game in Morocco, which probably would be maybe a half empty stadium, why do you think they're doing this? What do you think they should be doing? Should they play the game in Senegal, or is it just normal that they've been using? Because some of the stuff that they said, or some of the things that I've read, is they cited technical issues. What's your thought on all this?
The Gambia is a beautiful country. That's why it is called the Smiling Coast. Very welcoming. But the Gambian people are very strange. Very, very, very strange. I can tell you that. Superstition is always part of Gambian people. It's been part of Gambian people. Personal opinion, as being an insider one time ago and a long time ago, but still, I haven't found much changes in that federation, where most of the people that I used to work with when I was coaching there, the administrative side, they're still there. They're still there. The only changes there is probably, I would say, on that executive, is only a handful of them, which is Kaba Bax Jame. But I've known Bax Jame for many years when he was with Real and he was working in MRC back in the day. But the rest of them, all of them, I mean, when Lamin Jassy started at the federation at the time, Sidi Kinte brought him over to join the federation. He was the assistant executive secretary working under Ibu Seka in them days. Jammeh Bojang was the secretary general at the time. The late Salam Jammeh was the executive secretary, but he traveled to Canada for studies. Then Ibu Seka took over. Then Lamin Jassy came in. So I can remember all those things. I mean, all the other employees, like Kemo is a childhood friend, Vicky and all this lot. But I haven't seen much changes in the way we run football in the Gambia still now. I haven't seen any changes. Like I said, the Gambia is a beautiful country, but the people are very funny people. Very, very funny people. Because if you're telling me, I mean, I as a professional coach now, asking me, this was the decision of the coach for us to play in Morocco, I would question it, because when I was coaching the youth sector in the Gambia back in those days, believe in me, I have no say. They used to give me a team for 2 weeks. That team that won the first trophy ever in Ivory Coast on that peace tournament, when Ivory Coast was on a war in them days with Laurent Gbagbo and Alassane Ouattara, rebel leader at the time, that West Africa Junior under-17 tournament, we won there. 2 weeks preparation they gave me, and I have no say. 2 weeks I have to pick a team. 2 weeks they brought Tariq for me. Tariq as a technical assistant to work with me, being more experienced as technical assistant, but they only gave me 2 weeks and I have no say. So now why I'm bringing this up is, why is the federation telling us is the coach who decided? Why are they throwing him under the bus if they are? I found it very strange. Being a former insider, I still have my own doubts that this is the decision of the coach. I have my doubts. I highly have my doubts. Like I said, superstition is always a problem in the Gambia. It is a big, big problem in the Gambia, because they've been playing in Morocco. They've been having joy in Morocco, so Morocco is the place. There is no other way. The second thing that is there again, playing in Senegal gives the Gambian people the chance to go and see and cheer the players. But hypothetically now, say the team, God forbid, say the team goes there and they didn't get the results that they wanted. Do you think the federation want to face the backlash from the public in Senegal, knowing that you'll be having thousands of Gambians there? Do you think they want to face that? No. Morocco is an easy place for them to be, where God forbid, things did not go wrong. Who is going to be there throwing stones on them? No one. They find an easy route. Some of them can just cut and come to the West, because some of them are having European visas already on their passports. Some of them already have European citizenships with them. Some of them have permanent residence of Europe. So it's easy for them to cut. Very easy. So the excuse they are giving the Gambian, personally, who is a former insider, I don't buy it. I don't think it hold water. I think personally, yes, we have our rivalry with Senegal that is from years and years and years, well before we were born. These have been there, and there's nothing much we can do here. All we can do is just talk about it and find a way forward. But if Senegal is willing to give us a stadium to play to, I think the decision should have been the federation's decision. And I still think the decision belongs to the federation. And I still think the federation made the decision, because they should have said, hey, listen, this team have been playing away for a long time, using a foreign land as our home game. The fans have not been there cheering them. This is one of the most important games in the history of the Gambia. Play in Senegal, next door neighbor. They're willing to give us a stadium. It doesn't matter how much it's going to, if you are willing to put 160 million, like Habibi rightly said, in the beginning, we were stalled. I mean, Mo, you said that 100 million in the beginning. Later on, it went up to the public eyes that it is 160 million on a rotten stadium. Rotten stadium, I said, because they haven't done any engineering work on that foundation to know whether that structure is good enough to be renovated. They haven't done it at all. Like I said earlier, the only person they could have consulted, and I had highly doubted whether they have consulted him, was staff. They never consulted him. Never consulted him. So now, if you have to throw 160 million, tell me you're going to throw 160 million on a last game preparation, because they're telling us in Morocco we don't have much cost, but in Senegal we have much cost. How much is that cost? Can you please tell us that, so that people can make up their minds whether it worth it or not? But no, they're not going to tell us that cost. They're not going to tell us that cost, because they don't want us to know. Because they've already made up their mind that Morocco give them an alibi if things goes wrong for them to escape the scrutiny at the heat of the moment. They would want to take the scrutiny later on because they know the Gambian. We are easily pleased, because the problem with the Gambian is we have been religiously brainwashed to a point that, oh, yala moko fatek, oh, alala CJ. This mentality, they argue every single day. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Morgan Simbindev, but he was asked to fight to win, and he fought battles to win. But us Gambian, we got this mentality. Yala moko fatek, alala sindije. And we carry on going, and like Habibi said, these executive branches will get away with murder, and nothing will come out of it. Nothing will come out of it. Because religiously, we've been brainwashed to believe something that has never existed in humankind, never existed since Allah brought us into this planet. I always tell people, when people tell Allah CJ, Yalla moko fatek. Listen, the prophet, I will do everything, everyone will listen to you straight away. Why did he ask him to fight over 1,000 battles? But Gambian, this was my problem when I was working there. They used to see me as a troublemaker, because some of the things I see going, when I was there, I fought with them. They try everything to a point that they have to tell Yaya Jammeh to lock me up, and he refused. And some of them have to run away from that country, went to exile and died in exile. I'm not taking pride in it. I'm not saying it with joy. You understand? But I'm just saying the system, how it's been set up. I've been there. I'm an insider in there, and I know what is going on there. The decision was not made by the coach. It was not made by the coach. Nobody can convince me, because I was there. They used to give me 2 weeks preparation. 2 weeks to prepare a national team.
Aziz is saying we can't play in Senegal because they are having only one stadium and they're having 2 home games to play. So the only solution is Morocco. So
but didn't the minister tell us that Senegal offered us one of their stadiums?
No, they didn't even try. No, for me, I think we can play in Senegal, because Senegal are playing on the 9 and 12. Yeah. And the other game is a test game. Look, Adama Barrow allowed Macky Sall to come to Gambia and open a bridge. Listen to me carefully. That bridge is entirely our bridge. It only joins Badibo and Jara. It's not like it joins Gambia and Senegal. Macky Sall came to Gambia and opened the bridge because they are friends, because they are brothers, right? It takes Macky Sall a second to give us the stadium. Macky was in the Gambia not long ago. Sometimes you use things politically to get what you want. Hey, Mr. Sala, yes, we have a problem. We have been banned. And we are playing a very crucial game of our lifetime. In fact, one of the biggest games of our history. Can you allow us? If Senegal play on the 9, Gambia can play there on the 10. You can play there. They didn't even try. This notion of going to Morocco was there. They planned it very, very well.
Thank
It was
you.
they
Thank
they
you.
knew that we are not playing home. Remember, Paul put for the past 2 months, he's saying that the Gambia game against Congo is in Morocco. So it was premeditated. It was planned. We are left in the blind. But
But I think Paul Put was just playing mind games as well. I think
now
he never wanted the game to be played in Gambia.
Look,
But
if you see the way Paul was speaking, you feel he knows. Some of us have the privilege to get some kind of information. I got a document from a very close guy that Mr. Fal, Nana Juice, you guys are not playing home. Makol Sumandobi, boy Bakau. I go, son, I trust you, but keep it to yourself. Don't be overexcited. We are not playing home. Yeah, it's done. So we are not playing home. So what I'm trying to say is, we didn't even try Senegal. Senegal are playing. Senegal they have already qualified. And like I said, Adama Barrow and Magitara, they are very close. You can get things through diplomacy. Bucks could have talked to the president. Maki was in the Gambia. They could have arranged it. But these people, Ibufai said it's more expensive to play away. He said it not long ago. In Morocco, the last time they even paid ball boys. This is from the ministry. They were asked to pay ball boys, whereby you can invite any academy and they'll be happily coming to do the job for free. But they even include paying of ball boys in Morocco. So this Morocco trip is what they wanted. It allows them to have per diem. They will travel days before. 1, 2, they will not come early. 3, it allows them to airlift some of their RFA sympathizers who supported them in the election, because that's what they are doing. Every trip, there is a list of people that they will take along, a token of appreciation for the election. All the trips, the Argentina one, the Mauritania one, the Egypt. I've seen, and I know people who are only there to enjoy Sangu, lean back, sit and mic. Even journalists who were taken to Argentina, they were asked not to do anything. They were just there to enjoy. If you ask them to report on your program, they will not come online. So this traveling is very good for them. It's very, very good. So they didn't even try the Senegal game. They didn't try at all. So it was all planned for Morocco, and they got what they want. But God forbid, which we don't want. The brother said a very important point. Less pressure. Because they know playing in Senegal or playing in Gambia, they know. But imagine we go and play with Congo and lose. They will come home without even me and you know it. Air Morocco, they come at night, late flight. And the same story. We'll come online, rant, chow, make noise. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 days. League Bangladesh starts. Gambia is playing against Ivory Coast, and the hype will move from that disaster to the next match. That's how Gambians are. We just back and back and back.
I think we'll be fine, Musa. I think we'll be fine. Hopefully
we'll be fine. If I'm honest, the Gambia will qualify. I have this belief, 1 million. It doesn't matter where we play in the game. My conviction is we are going to qualify. The moment we defeated Mali, I told guys, for now, I am 100% relaxed. No matter what happens, we just
need a draw, isn't it? Yeah.
But I'm kind of worried. Because I saw Musa Barrow limp off somehow, and Germano is still out injured. So there are some concerns,
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Baba, come in, and after I will go to Ensa and Lamin.
All right, man. What I wanted to say is, like Ibi said, how can a coach decide for us? How can just one person decide for us where we have to play? We have players that are playing. Players should even stand up for themselves. I remember when we were playing the under-17 with Tijan on the lineup when they were playing the national anthem. he will look at the crowd facing VIP, the crowd, and he will be crying. Joy. Boy, Baba Holland, boy, Baba Holland, boy. You support. Imagine that feeling, like imagine just imagine playing home as a football player, and you have your mom, dad, uncles, everyone, because you give a ticket with you are a jog guy ticket. You know who is there and who is not. So imagine having every one of your family in that stadium. Tijan Jete used to cry. When it comes to the national anthem, he'd be crying, tears are coming. Because the fact is the crowd. So if you're not thinking of any other person, think of the players. Player, motivate player when you're playing home. It's very, very important. Can you try Anfield? Can you try Fufu? Because it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter even if you are Barcelona. You come to Anfield, it's a different thing. It's a different ball game. Because home is important, you know. It's very, very important. Like, imagine, like, when Luther Paul put Muhammad home inside Gambia at mom at Easy Labulu. Because he played a lot of home games. He knows the feeling. He knows the Gambian crowd. He knows the Gambian supporters. That's why Paul put doesn't even want us to play home. So, yeah, okay, you've shown that Nene Paul is frightened to have Gambia home. Advantage bobu nonu ngeen bek so no B-boy dañoo deewo bañ play home. Dinañ def everything when you play home, even if you're not playing home. Okay, let's say Senegal, like Assis was saying, Senegal are playing in 12 and for Senegal, they can you get close. We have Mauritania hosting, Mauritania hosting African Cup of Nations. They got good packs. Mali is there, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, ñun tap. So kofe kofat am nga aga nga Guinea. So kofe talal nga kofat romba Senegal rek aga nga Mauritanie. So talale ni rek aga nga Guinea-Bissau. Mali tami so talale be si Johnson mi nga kofat aga nga Mali. So all these countries are closer to us to have. I'm not saying we're gonna have 90% of the fun, but at least 60 dina dem. Billahi wallahi ta'ala suñu dañoo play Mali. Gambia yi dañoo dawal be biir Mali. Suñu dañoo play Mauritanie. Gambia yi dañoo dawal be Mauritanie. Suñu dañoo play Guinea-Bissau. It's not only Senegal, bro. Yes, Senegal is the closest, but the rest. So do get Senegal, so Guinea Senegal da nga duga Mali. So Guinea Senegal da nga duga Mauritanie. So Guinea Senegal, Casamance bi no da nga duga Guinea-Bissau. Anywhere you come out from Senegal, you're in another country. So look at you, mënuñoo use that advantage of our fans. Damn it, ñu xam ne dafa important to play home games, even if it's not home. But man, I call those places home because they are just, next door, boy. Mali, Mauritania, Guinea-Bissau, they all got parks. They all have stadiums. We can play. Senegal, yes, they have games. Yes, you pass Senegal. But why do we have to let this coach to decide for us? Better coach to decide for a whole nation. It's like you people, like Nolan Kohe, everyone said, the GFF or whatsoever or the coach, they've decided that they're gonna play in Morocco because that's where they're gonna have all these podiums and allowances and everything. It's just because of that. Because I don't see any threat in the coach. This is what's gonna happen. The coach has been playing home games. How many times a coach play home game? Okay, when he was playing all those home games, when the stadium was available, did he ever said he's not playing home because of security threat or whatever threat or whatever? Did he ever say that? He plays more than 15 games or 10 games home in Gambia. So all those games he've never complained about anything. So he wait until now. They're using the coach telling us that in a security reason or security threat or whatever. How about the other games? The other games, four go play, ben qualified. Do Gambia go play? Gambia we just ban. Fuck now, last year you ban or year before last. But we were playing home. Stadium Bobo and they play every game. And he was the coach. So he've never come out telling us that. So why he has to wait until now? He's telling us in the plane. So which means that even if our stadium is done, is ready, what he's gonna do? He's not gonna come. He's gonna come and play home. If the stadium is ready, I may bang, play home. If the stadium is ready, let him come out and tell people, for security reasons, I'm not gonna play home. Because we're not going to take that nonsense from the coach.
Like I'm on board.
We're not going to take that from
Ensat, what do you think? Is it okay to play the game in Morocco? Is it fine, or what do you think? I've actually got sort of a vox pop. We've gone around in Gambia. Our team in Gambia have gone around to ask Gambians their opinion about this. I'll play that, but let me just have Ensa and Lamin quickly, and then we can just
Well,
go in with that.
for me, I think no, the best thing for us is to play in Senegal because some people are saying they don't like us, but in this case it's different. I think even the Senegalese will love to see us in the how to call it, the African Cup of Nation. We are the closest to them. So if we play the game of Senegal, that's like a home game for us. So I think the best supposed to be playing in Senegal. I think that would help us. We have home support. Like it's only 4 hours drive from Banjul to Dakar. So makes sense to play the game in Senegal. That's what I think. Rather
Yeah,
than going up
Lamin.
to Morocco and that, you know. So
Um,
that's my that's what
Take
I
on it.
think anyway.
Uh, Lamin,
Yeah.
what do you think?
yeah, pretty much the same thing. I just wanted to add on what Baba and Ensa just mentioned about playing away, playing our home game, away, at least closer to the country. Something that could be affordable to the fans, for the fans to be able to travel and see the play and see their team playing. When you look at Morocco, it's not a drive. You have to jump on a plane. How many people can afford to take a plane
To
and go
buy
to
a ticket.
Morocco? Hence, hence the FA or the federation cannot afford to buy tickets for the
For
supporters
the
to go and
fans.
watch the game. You know, everything has to be done by themselves. So therefore, they're not considering this like the cost of them getting reaching to the games is gonna be pretty much unbearable for them. So I think if not Senegal, as Baba says, if not Senegal, they could have done it on the nearest neighbors like Mauritania. Mauritania definitely have they have good facilities. They got a couple of stadiums, and then you have Mali as well. I think Mali did host big tournaments before, so they should have at least 4 or 5 stadiums. Even Senegal, I don't think there should be any issue with Senegal. Senegal's got bigger stadiums. Even if they're playing home, even if their team up, I just saw something just pop up about Assis Cole saying Senegal are playing a bigger game, a friendly game against Algeria, so they wouldn't let us play in their tough. I don't think that should be an issue. Like Senegal, they got big cities. They could give us like even Casamas or somewhere, Gambia to go and play in Casamas. Casamas is very close to Gambia. So I think in my honest opinion, the FA shouldn't be like listening to the manager, to select where he wants to play. They should come with their own with their own sort of like with their own way of considering players and the supporters, because players would love to see their supporters, as Demba was saying, as Mr. Jaite, when they were playing on the 17, and he sees fans, you see the fans, fans in the stadium watching them, and it's emotional and it's nice. It's a good feeling for players going into the pitch. It makes them feel it boosts their moral and confidence to play good game in front of their home fans. But when you're playing, like you're not seeing nobody, you know, you're playing, you're not seeing nobody. Like you just by not you're not by yourself. You're feeling like I'm playing. There's no one. There's no crowd. No one is talking. I can't see no one. When I face this way, it's empty. I face that way, empty. Maybe the away fans. It's only the away fans that comes to the stadium. I'm sure countries like Congo should be able to get some of their home supporters to Morocco, but not Gambia, for sure. So why can we not play in the nearest neighbors? it would be easy and fair for the fans, and players would be happy, and that would be a credit to the players for the effort that they're doing to improve our football. That's my intake, I think.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Lyman. So I'm just gonna play a short clip of the obviously we've gone down in Gambia and asked some of the
Gambian man ma understand ñu jox place boy billahi walay talay ñu tëra sun ko xaalis bi rek xaalis government bi
because of this current happening, I think Morocco is a better choice.
nga play Senegal fan wala fanan fisata fan sa isaji at least ndel fanan sinna passé raba nga ta Gambia la passé ma football jibe Senegal
tournement ma gisee ni ko renouveler dafa des lu bari c'est football si man ñu play fi international game because population mooy ñëw
nañ ko play Morocco boy mooy the best, waaw nañ ko play Morocco because Morocco foofu la jaama ji gën a nekk daal.
I believe the expertise for stadium renovation doesn't exist in the Gambia. Our construction companies, they've never built a stadium. They don't have the capacity to renovate an old stadium.
So it's a short clip. Obviously, there is a longer one. There is a longer version of it. But it seems I'm not trying to come up with a final conclusion to this. But it seems there is a dividing opinion. If you look at it, it seems there are some Gambians who probably wouldn't want to go and play in Senegal because there is, for some reason, maybe the neighborliness or the rivalry between us and Senegal. You've got people actually commenting, saying, I prefer Morocco than Senegal because they open their hearts for us than Senegal, I think. So there is some, some element of that as well.
No, I want to come there. I want to come there. I think if guys are thinking that Morocco will open their hearts, as people might assume, we will not be paying ball boys in Morocco. We are paying ball boys.
That's what I want to say.
Ball boys.
They've never been to Morocco in a man narrow long.
Yes. Look, if Morocco were offering us free stadium,
can you pay a ball boy?
Free accommodation, everything free, you could say, okay, well, financially, because Morocco have this MOU with our FA, but the financial benefits or the benefits, me and you cannot tell you. We are paying everything at Morocco according to the ministry. The ministry said they are paying everything. Ibofai said it. It's very expensive to play away. So this notion playing in Morocco, we almost lose in the preliminary rounds against that small team. Almost. We got penalty in the 9 minutes. We lose to Burkina Faso in Morocco. Double-legged tie. We won the first leg. We lose the second leg. In Morocco, in the CAF qualifiers, we won. We defeated Bissau in the first leg. We lose in Morocco in the second leg. So there is nothing like Morocco is holy for us. It's not true. Our under 20 girls went to Morocco. The FA sacrificed the Gambia by allowing Morocco to come to Gambia, airlift our female team, take them to Morocco, play the double-legged tie inside Morocco during the winter, and they smash us. They smash us home and away in Morocco. So let people say, nay, Morocco is not a very good ground. We lose more games in Morocco than we gain. So that's not true. And talking about the coach has no power to decide where we should play. He have an opinion. He will say, okay, I prefer this, but he cannot force us to play away because he is our employee. We are paying him. There is no, you cannot rent in my house and tell me what to do. It's my compound. The Gambia we are paying the coach, so he cannot tell us where to play. Fine, he might have an opinion that, look, I prefer Morocco. Senegal is the best. If not, my mind, I forget, Bissau is here. Bissau is at the corner. They are playing their matches at home. How many buses can go to Bissau? At least 5-6 buses will go.
To be honest, the mighty has fallen. We used to laugh at Guinea-Bissau. And
Thank
now
you.
we're sitting here thinking of
Thank you.
going to Guinea-Bissau
And
play
guess what?
football, man.
And
It's,
guess what?
it's crazy.
And guess what? When was the last time? When was the last time the Gambia hosted a tournament? Guinea-Bissau, Cape Verde recently. Cape Verde hosted a tournament. Guinea-Bissau, Mauritania, they are hosting this youth tournament. Gambia, the last time we hosted was in 2005. So countries that used to look upon Gambia like, oh, Gambia, now they are miles away ahead of us. That's why both Mauritania and Bissau qualified to the AFCON well before us. And now it's becoming a norm for them to be qualifying on a regular basis. You understand? They are doing things right. What are we doing right at home? If anybody wants you to believe that Gambian football is heading in the right direction, you have to ask the person, are you talking about the international aspect or the home front? Because the home front is not good. Nothing is good in the home front. So these are just lame excuses that the coach said. And look, you have to blame the ministry because they are paying the bills. They have the upper hand. They are the boss. The ministry controls JFF when it comes to national football. They are the boss. They are giving millions. So JFF cannot decide alone. The coach cannot decide alone. It was collectively or unanimously agreed between the FF and the ministry. Because I remember when we were playing in chess, JFF wanted us to play in Morocco. It was Bakary Badis and his guys who changed that decision. That was the reason why we played in chess. And I was in chess. I was there. Many Gambians were there to support. It's easier to go to Senegal or Bissau. It's a one-day journey. But unfortunately,
4 hours. 4 hours.
Unfortunately, the people running our football are people who, most of them, without GFF, they are not into football. There are people who are football oriented, who live and die for football. Okay, if you tell me Ibufai is a football guy, I would tell you yes, 100%. Not that. But other people, if they are out of GFF, they are out of football. I am watching the league in the Gambia, both the fourth and second division. You will not see them watching the game. They don't have time. Weekends, they'll be in their compounds with nice super kanja, watching the Premiership. They watch the Premiership at home, enjoying, and allow those small boys to go and watch the games in the parks. So for that being the case, all the parks in the Gambia are not good, and the stadium also is the worst of all. And look, listen, in Senegal, their biggest stadium, Leopold Sédar Senghor, is under reservation, and part of the money is coming from government, but the other part is coming from the FIFA Ford money, meaning the IFA were able to tap funds from FIFA to support the government to make it easy. What is the FA doing towards the stadium? And how many league matches were played in the stadium? Imagine during Ramadan, all the night matches are played at the stadium. What are they contributing towards the stadium? Zero. And they could have tapped funds from FIFA because we saw Senegal did it. And when Senegal were doing the unveiling, it was well documented, well explained. This amount of money is from government. This amount of money is from the FIFA Ford money. That's transparency. But when it comes to our people, transparency, zero. And like you said, countries that used to look at Gambia as the big boys, we used to whip them for fun, Mauritania and Cape Verde. But look, they are doing the right thing. That's why they have been able to use the FIFA Ford money to build mini stadiums, to build stadiums. Because Mauritania built their new stadium from the FIFA Ford money. It was opened by Infantino. Cape Verde did the same thing. Liberia are doing the same thing. Freetown are doing the same thing. South Sudan are doing the same thing. Gambia, we are still like, today I saw some pictures from Gunjur. There was a final. If I show you the pictures, you will think it's the river Gambia around Makati. It's flooded. When I saw the pictures, I couldn't believe it. They are playing at the school. So there are many things in our country when it comes to sports that are not going right. And guess what? Gambians will just say, and then we always put God. Yalla. We should stop that. God didn't ask, God, you are going to school because you have a target. You have a dream. Hey, I have to go to school, primary 1 to 6. But I want you know what you want to become, and you work towards it. So let us stop this yala thing. You go to the West, they don't talk about yala, and they are successful. You go to Gambia, whatever Allah Masali. You think that you think that Allah Masali. Do you know how many Allah Masali we have been doing? Allah Masali don't give you. You have to work towards it.
Yeah.
And guess what? If our imams are sick, if your family is financially capable, they are taking you to the Nazarans, non-believers, to be cured. So, it's not about belief; it's about working towards a project, and you have to execute it. You have to make it happen. But in Gambia, unfortunately, so if that is the case, then we all have to sit and lean back and say, whatever happens, that's not how it goes. The moment we change, we have to change our mindset towards our country. And people have to understand that sports, Gambia is a very small country. If sports is really developed, football, athletics, basketball, the amount of people that can change the lives of Gambians is a lot. Just imagine Sadio Mane alone. What he's able to accomplish for the people of his village. He didn't wait for the government to build them a hospital or whatsoever. He is doing it by himself. A simple person. And Gambia is a small country. Imagine if we have 1,000 professionals playing all over Europe, coming back and giving back. Khalid Koulibaly is building a hospital in his place, Futa. People should understand that football is a multi-million-dollar investment, and it can alleviate poverty in our country.
Yeah,
so the higher we understand that, the better. But what is happening in the Gambia, we are not yet ready. That's why people like myself, I always lower my expectations, because the system is not good. They are corrupt.
Yeah.
They are very, very corrupt.
Yeah.
12 projects. 12 projects. Come on.
Yeah.
Think about it. 12 projects.
I will obviously with regards to the Morocco, we're still staying on that. With regards to the Morocco, there is also an argument put forward. I've read a quote from Ibu Fai stating that they don't actually receive currently they don't get any per diem, because most Gambians have been saying, oh, they just want to go to Morocco because they want to receive per diem. EB, I think you been there for some time, probably a past insider, I would put it that way. You should be in a position to highlight something, to dilate on that. Do you genuinely think that these guys don't actually get any per diem when they go away matches or what?
Well, for me, I would return the question to Ibu Fai. The way I would have returned it to him is, how did Kababajo accumulated that $9 million?
Thank you.
Yeah. That's what I would have returned to him, and then that would have answered the question. I mean, one thing I understand, Ibu Fai, honestly, I've worked with him before when he was even a player, playing for Hawks at the time, and stuff like that, until he left Hawks and came to the UK for studies and finished his studies, came back. I've known him for a very, very long time, and he was among the few when I came overseas studying for my coaching badges with the British FA, English FA. He was the one who contacted me, to try and help the FA Gambia Football Federation. But at the time, it was not a federation, it was an association, to start scouting for them, Gambian players playing in the diaspora and stuff like that. I was going to do it for him, but later on, I realized the people running football, when I left, there are people like Habibi said, are they interested in football, or are they interested to make money? These are two different things, that is going on. So to say that they don't have per diem, I don't believe in that. I could fully remember one time they gave me the under 20 to travel to Mali to go and play a tournament there. That was also a West Africa under 20 tournament. They all went on a flight. They put me on a school bus with the players. On a school bus. We traveled on a school bus from Gambia, Independence Stadium, crossed with a yellow school bus with the ferry, and we drove all the way to Bamako. And I've never seen a bad road between Kaula and Kai. Kai is the border of Mali and Senegal. I've never seen a bad road. And guess what? They fed us with a half mburu, half loaf of bread with sardine, and each of us have a bottle of Fanta. The time we get yes, honestly, this is no word of a lie. And all of them. So if you're telling me they don't have per diems, all of them, I mean, all of them, all the officials, including not only the federation at the time or the association at the time before changing the name to federation, the GNOC were involved as well. They all traveled with plane and they were lodged in a hotel. And guess what? When we went, they put us in the stadium dressing rooms. They put probably 20 inches mattresses as our beds. It's not a bed, mattresses. But they were living in hotels and they used flights. We got in there, somebody like Abdurrahman Damfa Del Pero. I mean, his whole legs were swollen up. You know, the former Del Pero, the 10 of armed forces at the time, and his younger brother, Buba, all them, and Abdu Boy, now he's the coach of Wabanjul or whatever, boy. All of them, they're fit, swollen, they can't play. And they expect me to play the opening game against Mali. I said, we are not playing. And they start threatening me. I said, well, you threatening the wrong back? Because in history, I'm the youngest when I was appointed to become the coaches at the time. I was young. Still now, the age I have when I was taking those jobs. Nobody have ever had that age still to take a job, national team job in the Gambia still. And all these people were threatening me. Went to a point they have to call Yaya Jammeh. Yaya Jammeh have to speak on that dressing room. And thank God he sided with me. I love him since that day. So if they're saying that they don't have, it's not. If there's no, listen. Suma de ken duma sede suma bamel, ken duma sede. Man duma ko sede lim def. Yenen domi adamay. Man duma ko sede si lolu de. What I can say, I can only testify to what I know. I cannot testify to what he's been accused of doing. That is not my area. My area, I'm talking about football purely. When I was there, what he did for football, I can speak of that. But what he did to the Gambian people, I cannot speak on that because it did not happen.
They all get paid, right?
Yeah, but the other thing is, when they're saying they don't have per diems, I will question it because since I was there, they've been having per diems. So let Ibufai help us answer this situation now. How did
in Senegal, when they went to Senegal in chess, I can vividly tell you they were paid per diem.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to say my source because they will know where it was. I was standing when there was a phone call discussion from a very confidential guy. I was standing right there. There was an agreement. The agreement was people going to Senegal should not ask for their normal per diem. They should ask for at least, a token that they could take along. But all of them were, because they have their pay scale of their per diem based on your rank or how high you are at the SS. They were all going to Senegal, and in Senegal there was an advanced team that went about 4-5 days.
Always, every national team, there's always an advanced party.
So imagine they were asking for their normal per diem, and at the time there was no enough money, and the guy responsible was complaining that guys are asking for money when there is scarcity of cash at the moment. So he was saying they have to understand and just take some amount of thousands just for the game. But they were saying, it's my right. Give me what belongs to me. And some of them are taking their per diem prior to their departure. Like, I'm going for a week. You want the FF to give it to you in advance. We know everything happening. That's not accurate. They are paid.
All right, let me add something on that for you to understand again. Yeah, when we traveling, you see that head of delegation is given a large sum of money, and that money should be spent on the party going. And I can guarantee you that the only time they spend a little bit fraction of it is when we finish playing and we coming back, go out the last day before we come back home, we go for a shopping, and they will take out a tiny bit and buy flip-flops for the players. And that money will never go back to the budget. Never.
Yeah. Baba.
Yes.
Baba, ila mol ko de ibuka pa DM sodo.
Nah, listen. They will say that.
But like everyone is saying, maybe they might say that or tell that to you because probably they part of it. And me, EB, Habib, we know how it goes. So they wouldn't tell us. It all voluntary, I don't think so. But to be honest, they just need to be honest because the federation, this is their problem. Anytime we talk about money, one they will come out and say we don't have money. There is no money. There's no this. There's no that. Whilst if you go on FIFA's website, FIFA could be released. It's on the website,
but they still
deny
it.
At the same time, So I told you, you have the guts to come out and say, nah, there is no money. These people are talking, yes, money, but there is no money. How comes there is no money? At the same time, okay, you said the national team is the responsibility for the government is responsible for the national teams, for the senior national team. And now the government came out and said the flights and everything, they are responsible. They will do it. So, but at the same time, the federation will come out and said, they spend all the money on the national team. So, these two sides, you don't know who is who, which one is saying the truth.
Sad, man.
Government will come and say, yes, we have private jets that we pay. The minister will come and say that. But when you go to the federation, they say a different story. So it's like they play with our money and nothing comes out of it. Because the saddest thing is like Mo, you were saying, when it comes to Guinea-Bissau, Mali, Guinea-Conakry, Mauritania, and all those things, they were looking towards to us. Yeah. But now these people, they have FIFA money, FIFA suspension money, and now they're gone. Okay, why can't we just do the same? Let us focus on our FIFA suspension money, Let us build parks, stadiums, whatever it comes for. Let's put it into that. Now, Dundee, and then let's see in 3-4 years. And then we see 3-4 years how it's gonna go. Let's forget about the national team. Let's leave it to the government because if they've done it, yes. If they're not, it's their problem. That's not our problem because to be honest, it's not GFF's problem to put new depends the senior national team. Maybe the junior category, yes. Okay, let's say let them forget about the senior. Let government deal with that and let them take the money because the U20s and the U17s and stuff before they come into action, it takes time. It takes a while, but still. Even Imanna action, even the U20s and the U17 are not in actions. The FIFA suspension is coming back. Every year is coming back. Every year is coming back. Every year is coming back. So now, tell us, where is that money? What have you done? Because if you tell me, you went to the stadiums and renovate the stadium, is that renovation even? Go to the parks. Serekunda West, Banjul, Brikama, Bakau. Go to the stadiums and then hall. So Lila def, Lila. You'll be in shock. But Sinyom, to us, to them, that's renovation. That's even, it's worse now. Let's say the parks, they are worse than even before. So these people, so even if we're not seeing them eating the money, but we will say to the public that these people are eating our money because the thing is the money is coming and it's not going anywhere. We're not seeing the money what the money is doing to the to football. So if you're coming here and telling us nene ñu dañoo wax rek xaalis bi ñu lekkul benn xaalis nii wax lekku leen ma xaalis ana xaalis bi.
We have seen it. We have seen it. I said we have seen it. If I build, you spend $1 million to $1 million to build one toilet. We have seen it.
1.5. In fact, it's more than 1.5. It's about toilet. It was about 66,000. Because I'm having the document somewhere, a PDF file. Maybe I would share it with you guys. It was $66,000. Something like
Come on, man.
For one toilet.
For one toilet.
And the funniest is, I had the chance to go on a tour. I went on a tour with Babakar Nanisi, Lamin Del Fadera, and Humble Vicente. We took a
Yeah,
whole Sunday.
that was the documentary. Yeah, I remember.
We took a whole Sunday to visit these parks. First-hand information. We interviewed the right people, and guess what? They are building a mini stadium in Gunjur. But if you ask the people of Gunjur, they have no information of how it's gonna look like. The plan, they have no clue. How much money is involved, they don't know. Nobody knows. Zero. We have them on record. Busumbala is untouched. Busumbala is untouched. In fact, the contractor was trying to pre-finance to start the job, but it didn't work. Secunda is nothing. Banjul and Brikama, we were lucky that the Gambia did well in the AFCON, and we were given, I don't know, 1.7 million. Because there was no money. They already yammed the money. So from that money that the Gambia gained through good performance, that was part of the money they took, and they fat Banjul and Brikama. We all know it's not good. But it was time for campaign. They make it look green. The grass can be greener, but it's fake. You know, Gambians is a poor country. When you put those green plastic carpet, they say, "Oh, it's beautiful." Within one season in Banjul, they are already patching it. It's in bad condition. It's not good. But Gambia, like I said, it has to go to a level whereby the people should hold accountable to our leaders. All the developing country, all the developed country in the world, if the people are not happy, the government will step back. They will tell you, look, you know what? This is what you have to do. Senegal were like the Gambia, corrupt, doing things the wrong way. But the moment the people of Senegal stood up against the system, they forced Augustin Senghor to start doing the right thing. And since then, Senegal, look at them now. Look at Senegal. They have Senegal were very poor at youth football. They were zero. Now they are winning all the trophies from the national team. They are winning everything. So meaning they have found the formula. They are doing their homework right. So it's unfortunate that Gambia. They say, I knew what.
That's Gunjur there for you. Gunjur London.
I was there. I was there. Even Brikama. And the funniest is, they don't have a clue. Like, you cannot go there and see the plan. Okay, this is how it's going to look like. No. WTJ is not there. We talked to the president of the Gunjur Sport Committee. He has no clue. And these people, they have no shame. You keep saying the same thing. You're giving them false promises. We will do this. We will do this. We will do this. Zero. And Gambians, and guess what? When it was election time, the same people of Gunjur, they voted for Kaba.
There you go.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the regions. In a normal country, there should be a mini stadium in Jarasoma, in Bansang, in Makati, Basse, Farafenye, maybe even Eso Obara. This is minimum requirement. Every region, there should be, if not a mini stadium, but at least a plain surface, like an artificial turf with dressing room and a toilet. This is minimum requirement. Minimum requirement. They cannot. Look at them. Look at the cars there. Each of them is driving a 200,000 euro car. Simple. Ghana is the only country whereby the GM is driving, or the Secretary General, is more expensive than even the building or all the offices equipment. Good cars, enough coupon, good allowances.
Yeah, but for us, I think we have a long way to go for Gambian football and Gambia in general. You know, this country is not. We are not ready. We are not serious.
That's the word. Not only sport.
Yeah, not only sport. Yeah, every sector you went is sad.
Every area, health zero, agriculture zero, drainage.
Yeah, wapi boy. Yeah, ke car park boy. Senegal le ke car park ti new parks and motor accent truck fofu.
Look at our ferries. It's a timing bomb. Look at the ferries. Look at the ferries. It's a timing bomb. It's gonna happen if actions are not taken. It's gonna happen. If they don't do what they are supposed to do, there will be something really bad will happen. So Gambia, and then look, and guess what? Every corner in the Gambia have a mosque or a church.
But
Everywhere they are building.
this is exactly what I say. We've been used in a very bad way. Religion, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a very good thing. But why do we have to use religion to brainwash people so that people can be submissive towards them? I just don't get it. I said this million times, and I keep repeating, like you were saying, the Allahumma salli. We've been hearing this, and we've been doing it well before our parents, our forefathers have been doing it. Their problems have never been solved. They still carry on. You know, because the people who trusted in the executive branch will always use that against us to get away with their crimes. They use it. They use it. I mean, it's really, 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 really very sad that Gambia is not thinking, like I said before you joined the program earlier. I mean, the executive branch of the Gambia, in all aspects of the executive branch, whether it's in football or politics or in anyone, there are a lot of brain deaths. They are short-sighted. All they're thinking about is today. This is why even when you find Gambian people become so rich, in the long run, they end up losing most of the riches that they were blessed with, because they don't have a long-term vision how to manage them riches. Because one, they haven't learned a trade to control the riches, because they think the riches you have buy a house, have a nice car, have a beautiful woman, have nice clothes. That's the end of it. But where is the plan for the long term for you to manage that? No, you don't have it. You'll end up paying somebody to come and manage it for you. Then you end up losing everything.
And guess what? Gambia is the only country whereby you feel privileged to meet the minister, the mayor, or the president. Yeah. Not because of you love or you like him, the benefits that come with it. Yeah. In Europe, people don't give a damn about ministers and prime ministers and MPs. People don't have your time. They join public bosses. They live in normal houses. They have their salaries. They have their entitlement. Very limited. A minister in the Gambia can pay a minister in Europe.
How many have resigned through the stadium scandal? How many? None yet.
It is fine. Yeah. What a possible. We don't resign. We don't resign.
I would probably have to cut you short. I know it's going to be uproar. We've nearly been 2 hours now.
2 hours is all right.
I think it should be fine. But what obviously, Habibi, I think we're probably gonna go around. I'm just gonna go around for everyone, and then just take your last opinion about the whole thing. We've discussed these two topics, but obviously next week we'll be looking to, hopefully, I don't know whether by then we will have had the squad release, and then we can discuss. Obviously, there is always controversy surrounding his team selections, and it'd be interesting to get your views on that. But but for now, I'm just gonna start with Ensa. Anything you want to add on to what's been going around as your final thoughts, and then we can wrap it up for next time. Can you hear me?
This quote from TMT is the best football quote I've ever had.
Masquerades as football
administrator. That guy should be. This is Ansumana Kindi. This guy is a commissioner of police. He's my son. He's a Jaranka. He's now posted in NBR. You know, he's my son, very stubborn.
Go on, Ensa. Anything you want to add on to what's been discussed here? We're just giving our final thoughts and call it a night. Obviously, it's been a long time.
It's a good program, I think. We all say it's things which are very important about the Gambian football. So I think the program was a good program for tonight. I think that's my thought.
Thank you. Lamin, any thoughts on you want to add on to what's been discussed obviously?
I just want to add this a bit on just giving my opinion to the federation. You know, I just want. I hope they're watching and listening this podcast we trying to give to our people. You know, for me, this is one of the most important podcasts in the Gambian football, and I'm sure the fans that are watching they do send their appreciation and giving their opinion as well. But I would love to. I wanted to say to the federation, let them let them watch Gambian football closely and can closely because our football, like the whole world has seen our football already after being in first major tournament and going all the way to quarterfinals. As I said before in one of the podcasts, I personally met some of the players that played against the team. They were given a very a very impressive thought about the team. They're saying like we got talent, we got so many talents in our country, but it's sad like our federation are doing zero. They're doing nothing. They have zero support. The fans, they don't care about the fans. I think it's about time we look at our neighboring countries, what they are doing in football. Countries like Guinea-Bissau, Mauritania, these countries were used to be way behind us, but now they are in front of us. You know, why do you think it's that? In my opinion, I think it's politics. It's politics in Gambian football, and this is what the federation should put across and work on it and let them work on our football. This is what the Gambian people love. Gambia is a nation that love football. The people in the country love football. The kids there, they love to play football. From school, from the street, everybody love football. I would love to. I would like to advise the federation to respect people and to respect, to respect the kids that are trying to make it to make a better living by playing football. That's what I have.
Yeah, sorry guys. I go to Demba now. Demba, any final thoughts? Our own
Like,
Demba.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, yeah. I mean, for me, like the Haba,
dapat
like,
sab kanya
wow, like the
Demba.
Haba is saying. For me, like the Haba is saying, I mean, it's
Yeah.
important as well. Right now, as we are talking, when Asan Torres has signed to, he's signed in Dubai, he's gonna have almost 3 mil. You know what I mean? So convert that into dollars and see a year. That's what he's gonna earn, $3 million. If you understand, even if it's less than, even if it's less than that. So imagine, okay, if he's earning that money. Ali Alonoko, that money 95.9% B is going to Gambia.
Gambia, exactly.
So build a like of Asan, 20 of like of Asan. There are millions is going to Gambia. Another 20 millions. So if why can't we now focus on those kids to develop our grassroots, to encourage these kids? Because like Habib was saying, how many youths are going to play in Senegal League? They're going away. They're running from Gambia. Why are they running? Because home, Suleiman Dia boy. Why do they have to leave?
Absolutely.
They wouldn't leave. They will stay home.
La wallahi talai.
We're losing. That Jackson lad, the Jackson that is playing in what
Chelsea.
in Chelsea. Yeah, all those confusion is because Ngandoke Lesotho eka Gambia bula and they go to Senegal. So some will take dual citizen, some will be like, I'm a Gambian, I'm a Senegal. What confusion will be is because Ndoke never leave Kang. They leave Gambians league and they're going to Senegal. We had that issue there was one player as well, I think it was a left footer. People were like, if he's Senegalese or Gambian, blah, blah, blah. He was a very good player. Habib might know the name.
Lamin Jaju?
Yes. Lamin Jaju. No, and then there's another one as well. All these kids, they're going to Senegal because at least Senegal are about $5,000 every month or more than that.
More than that.
Yes, so Gambia, let's try and get these kids money. Let us pay these kids. Let them stay. Give them a good, proper football fields. Let them. Let them use the money. To be honest, I'm just begging them. Mantra kamfaring alake alayedo alem balan. Use our money from FIFA. Build good parks and stadiums and everything for these kids to play good, proper football, and let them market themselves. If your if the podium is there, if the allowances, match bonuses are there, alata is yours. If you travel with the national team and take it, all that is your money, and let them increase their salary. Yes, the GFF, let them increase their salaries so that they will be comme ñu doyal suñ lañ fay ñu xam ne tey moom dañ ma fay moon bi am na 70,000.
That GFF then they am salary. I think it's still not a professional.
Salary is there, bro. Boy, there is a coach. There is coaches there that wants to have salary certain amount. The GFF xam nga lu lewa. No, ñun suñu Sandong technical director ñu ko fay this amount. Yow mënuñ la fay more than lu ñoo fay Sandong.
More than you cannot earn more than Lamin Jasseh.
Exactly.
You cannot earn more than 50K.
Exactly. So which means that they get money. So man numa ñaan lege, let them increase their salary. Let them increase their salary and leave your FIFA suspension ya bula totally. Buñ ko dee laal su ñëwee rek cora ñu dugal ko si stadium bi. Next year one bi su ñëwee rek cora ñu dugal ko si stadium bi comme ñetta yi yëpp su ñëwee. Every year ñu dugal ko si benn stadium. Every year ñu dugal boy billahi wallahi taala before 5 years dinañ host AFCON. Before 5, because dañoo am parks yoo xam ne they are standard fields yoo xam ne even without AFCON we will have nations. Boy before Ibi Mufi Jara fan mooy seen pre-season place is in Gambia.
Gambia.
Hostel bi leen di stay.
I've played so many test games with them.
Yes.
Even Dwayne.
Yes. Waaw so ñooñu yëpp su ñëwee Habib ñooñu yëpp su ñëwee dañ dee fay xaalis jël hotel rent field bi and everything. Waaye léegi kenn du dee ñëw sax pour Gambia. Kenn du dee ñëw Gambia.
Those people at the top, they don't like the country, bro.
No.
This is the problem. Man keroog waxoon naa ko fi ma ne leen ne gis nga ñu fa nekk yëpp suñ bàyyee seen doom yi ñu dem ñu play si ground yu wow yooyu noonu because that ground boo xam ne soo si daanoo sa loxo bi dama. Dinañ ko jafar. Dinañ make sure ground bi nooy na waaye kenn si seen doom yi most of their doms seen doom soo ko checkee ba check doomam yëpp a ngi England Ibu Faye doomam yëpp a ngi England Kémo doomam yëpp a ngi England keneen ak keneen Kaba Ibe dingol ba England.
Lamin Jasseh.
so xam nga ñooñu seen doom bi nekkul di play league boobu noonu seen doom yi nekkul di play si Gambian league so they care less.
Baba, they are not even watching the league.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, weekends they have their proper super career, good flat screen, standby generator. Life is good, alhamdulillah, no hard feeling. If you are given a project to execute, Gambians are the easiest people to deal with. They want a stadium.
Man, what I'm trying to say is let them stop eating our money. The money that is coming for the FIFA suspension money, let them put it into what FIFA is asking for them to put the money into. Because we are Gambians, we live in Gambia, we therefore know Nene, it's not going anywhere. So for them, then you hear them.
If Mr. Fay can openly say those projects are a failure, that's the word he used. He said it's a failure. Then there should have been a commission of inquiry to look into the matter. Why was those projects a failure? We need to know why did they fail, or we were over ambitious. We all know $100 cannot give you super in the Gambia. We all know the market is expensive. How are you telling us that you guys were over ambitious, so you didn't spend the money wisely? These are grown-up people saying this to Gambians, and there is no inquiry about how those monies were spent. No single contractor was taken to court. 12 projects. They said it's a failure. Nani went to ask Kaba. Kaba said he is in line with what Ibufai said, meaning he agreed that it's a failure. So why did we fail? What went wrong? And
they won't tell you that.
And don't forget that there was a report from Yari that went to the police. The police made a recommendation that the company that was given the contract at the gold project refused to pay the 10% tax. That was fraud. And they should have been taken. There was a police case against them. I have the file with me. Each and every one of them made your made. They were at the police. They were interrogated. Each of them. And at the back of that book, there was a police recommendation that should have been taken to the National Assembly Select Committee for further. But it's Gambia, they put it under the carpet. Game over. We all know that, boy, what happened at the Gulf project? 41 rooms were refurbished for 41 million. Think about that. 41 million for 40 rooms. Still, Gambians will just go there and back on Facebook and it dry out. For us to develop as a nation, not only football, we have to change our attitude. And God fearing, this is where we need the Allah Musali thing. God fearing. You have to fear God. This is where we need it. Go fear. You know, having beards and having tasabayo, it's just like me going with my Nike outfit that I'm going. Hey, my train. It's just showcasing that I'm a Muslim. It's not good enough. You have to fear God, because you're gonna die. You're gonna die tomorrow. You're gonna die. All what you are taking from people, you are not even living for 100 years, even 90 years. You are not living for 90 years. So what's the point? Gambians don't believe in legacy. They believe in, if you employ a Gambian, most Gambians, what they will think about is, let me try to get as much money as I can, so that by the time they will sack me or whatsoever, I already made my life better. And you feed your family from those money. The end is always poor because you feed them in a very wrong manner. That's why you see a lot of things happening at the end of the day. What I'm trying to say here is our people running the affairs of our nation, particularly football, they have to fear God. Gambians are not difficult. I want a park, build me a park. If you build a proper park, I swear to God, nobody will ask about, oh, do you have change? Even if your wife,
well, that's not the Gambian, bro.
But this is sad. Look, we are in 2023. And they are all saying that Gambian football is if there is no good foundation, because what national team is a collective success. The coach, the players, GFF, and the ministry. And the most important players are the players. Without the players, there is no success. So GFF is there as the referee to organize and make things happen. Government is funding, the coach is doing the job, and the players. So nobody can say that it's my success. It's a collective success. But for GFF to stand and say we have done things right, we should have a very good league. When I was younger, we used to have players coming from Liberia, Senegal. Wildland used to have players from Liberia and Freetown, and even Senegal. Those players used to come from those countries to play in our league. But now,
you remember Brian Jallo?
Yeah, now to see foreigner in our league, it has to be maybe a Senegalese who is living in Gambia for donkey years. But to see a Senegalese player leaving Senegal to come to Gambia, this is once in a while. And those days, we used to have foreign players in our league playing. But now,
I think people.
Look at Casa Sport. They're playing tomorrow, right? They have 6 Gambian players. They signed 6 Gambian players. You go to Tengage, they have 6, 7. Today, even Estad Lamburu, we are playing against Tengage. Both teams were having Gambian players. You go to Gejawai, they have 4, 5. All these players are full of. Because you know what? You are playing for a team that can't even give you $2,000. You go to Senegal, you have Desamil or Desamil is $18,000 or 20K. So they don't have a choice. So just to cut it short, you don't need to go to university, to be honest. If you are honest, Gambia Gambia is small. We can achieve like any other country. But the problem is we are not honest. We are not transparent. All this project, there is no transparency. There's a new project in URR. They said they're going to build a new ministerium funded by the Saudi government. It's 12 million, and GFF will add 2 million. And that's not a FIFA or a CAF project. You cannot use FIFA and CAF project. You cannot use their money for an outside project. That's not how it works. This same GFF said they don't have money to sponsor school football. So where are you getting this 2 million? And that the money coming from FIFA is for that. It's for school football, the league, male and female, first and second. But they said they have 2 million, which is not true. We all know it's not true. That's how the money coming. That's how the money coming. We all know how it work out. If you cannot fund school football, the foundation. Think about that. The under 17 was not registered. Female football. The under 20 was not registered. There is a WAFU tournament happening. We are the WAFU A president, is Kaba, and the Gambia is not participating. There is a lot of things going wrong in our football, and we have to go to a level whereby the people should come forward and make the right noise. But just on Facebook and talk, it's not going to happen. These people have no shame. Trust me, they have no shame.
Okay, Ibi, can you just close down and then we can just call it a day, a night, obviously.
Well, all I would say is I'll go a different direction. My direction is I just want to appeal to the people who are watching out there and some of the authorities that we have mentioned their names in this program. Let not take anything at heart. What we are doing here, all we are doing is scrutinizing in good faith. We are not here attacking any one of them. We have no interest of taking their jobs. We are not interested in their jobs, but we are concerned Gambians. Concerned Gambians who are sitting out from outside and seeing exactly what is happening to Gambian football. And we want to help in a way that we can help to move Gambian football to another level. And that's the main reason why we having this whole conversation. So for any of them, if they come across this, podcast, let them understand that none of us comes here with hard feeling and or having a malice intention to attack them individually or whatsoever. No, individually, we won't even bother. We won't bother. Why did we bother? It's because they are heading places, positions that have something to do with us. That's why we are scrutinizing them. If they were only working on their individual lives, nobody goes after you. Nobody talks about you. That's your private life. But once you are heading institutions that have something to do with us, we will scrutinize you. We will criticize you constructively. And that's what we did here. We criticized and we did recommendations, what we think should have been done. We did not just criticize and just left it as that without coming up with something constructive, for way forward. So I'm just appealing to them because now the video is not out there. It's only a few people probably watching it. But eventually there are a lot of people who will end up watching it and it will end up going viral. So I'm just appealing for them to understand that none of us came here to attack any of them, and we have no intention of doing none of that. What we are doing is putting our mouth where our money is. That's what we are doing. We only scrutinizing, nothing more than that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There is no longer Sidi Kinte. Nobody talk about Sidi Kinte now because he's no longer there.
Yeah, true.
Mustafa Kebe, nobody talk about him. He's no longer there. There's come a time nobody will talk about Kaba Ibufai. We have other people there, so it's a continuation.
Yeah.
Adabaro is the president. Anyway, every day he receives attacks from Gambians, not because they hate him, because some of them are not happy with the way things are. So I'm happy that you took that route to make it very clear to them. Thank you so much.
All right, gentlemen, and thank you very, very much. It's been a long marathon. Thank you, Ibi. Thank you, Lamin, Ensa, and Musa.
Thank you.
We definitely going to be having another one. Obviously, this is a podcast, so it's going to be from one to another. So we've got a lot of things to discuss, and then hopefully by next week, if we have the team out, we'll be discussing that. If not, we will just It's getting close, and people would want to know the players that are coming. And
but Tom, Tom will not. Maybe if he invites players, because now some of the clubs, the moment they receive an invitation, they will post it on their handle saying that player XYZ have been invited by Gambia. If not, you will have the full lineup maybe a week before the game, because the game is around on the 10th, I think. So expect the team to be out maybe end of month. The list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will see, and then we will just send our discussions around it. Obviously, we can
Inshallah.
still, inshallah, we'll send our discussions around it. Um, it's been
Thank you.
brilliant, and thank you very, very much, all of you, for coming. And then we come next time, and then we'll have a better program. And
All right.
thanks to those
All right.
who also watching. And I
Assalamu
see
alaikum,
you.
guys. Thank you so
Walaikum
much.
salam wa rahmatullah. Thank you.
Thank
And to
you.
all
Thank
the
you.
followers.
Citizen,
Yeah.
Citizen
Thank you.
Network Gambia.